If you have a situation where you need to have multiple barcodes attached to the same item, the inventory system allows you to do this quite easily. So in this example, we've got our light bulbs, LED light bulbs. These are a bulk item. We get them from multiple sources, and each source puts their own barcode on the packaging. So when I'm setting up this item at the barcode field, I can press the F2 key, and up pops a window for me to enter up to 8 different barcodes attached to this item. So I'll just enter in some random numbers here. Okay, so now these 5 different codes, if I enter these 5 different codes in point of sale or in order entry billing, or in purchasing, if I'm looking up by barcode, it will point to the exact same item, keeping us from having to have, in this case, 5 different products, which in essence are the same item. One task you might want to add to your monthly or at least quarterly to-do list is to rebuild your data files. The rebuilding process is kind of a housekeeping task that can help improve performance by kind of tidying things up. So this function is found within each module that maintains data files. On the second screen, for example, if we go accounts receivable, file utilities, rebuild a file, inventory control, for example, it's in the same place, file utilities, rebuild a file. If we look at general ledger, again, file utilities and rebuild a file. So we're going to do that one. So this will bring up this screen, and by simply pressing the F1 for all, any change no, off it goes and rebuilds your data files. Now, depending on the size of your data, the amount of data that you have, this can take a while, but for many of your smaller subledgers like bank reconciliation, for example, maybe even payroll, it's a relatively quick process and worth doing. We also recommend that you run this process while there's nobody else in the system. That way, if there's any file locks, you don't have to worry about that. So again, rebuild your data files. It can speed things up. If you've ever needed to change a customer number or more than one customer number, perhaps you're changing the way you manage your customer identification, we've provided a simple and slick little utility to take care of that. Go into the accounts receivable module, we go down to file utilities and change customer number. Now, first off, a caveat to this is you got to make sure that your users are out of the system, especially in order entry, because the system goes through and changes all of the data files. So you want to make sure that they're out of the system. You also want to make sure you got some time on your hands, because depending on how much data you've got in your system, how much you accumulated in the history files, etc., this can take quite a bit of time. So be sure you're ready for that. So first off, we come to this screen, and we can either change 10 customer numbers at a time, or you could also load in a list which would include your customer's existing number, a comma, and then the customer's new number. That's called a CSV, or a comma separated file. So you can do that by simply pressing the F1 key here, and then you can load in a file that you've already put together, or you can do them one at a time. So in this case, our example, we want to change customer number 3322, and we're going to change that customer to 322. Just as an example, press enter, and this is the only customer we want to change, so we could we'll press enter here, but if you wanted to continue on, we could enter more customer numbers from here. Press enter. I don't have any changes, and I'm sure yes, and it wants to print off a report just to let you know what happened. I'm going to send this off to the recycle bin, and that's it. Change is complete. So now it went through and it changed all of the history files, open orders, the accounts receivable files, your AR open item files, everything where that customer number is held will be updated automatically. So for more information on this, you can check out the user manual. Also has complete instructions. The AR user manual has complete instructions on this, and we've noted the chapter below. Let's say, for example, you have 2 customers that were created and both customers had transactions in their accounts. However, they're the same customer. So we can merge these two customers together quite easily by going into the Accounts Receivable module, selecting File Utilities, and change customer number. So we enter the customer that we want to merge into. So we're going to say customer 322, and we're going to merge that into customer Sam 101. Customer is already, it lets us know this, that it's already on file and it will merge. So now all of the transactions for customer 322 will be altered and changed to Sam 101, and the 322 record will be removed. So we press enter, and are you sure? Yes, and I'll send it to a printer, and off it goes, and it's done. So now all of the transactions, etc., that were in customer 322 are now merged into the Sam 101 customer, and the 322 customer no longer exists. So for more information on this or any other accounts receivable issue, you can always check our online manuals at samco.com.